to PCR, the action track, as we get set to go with this tonight's running of the 5th annual Revell Memorial Speedcar Classic at the PCR action track. And included in the lineup tonight is Barry Butterworth and John Stanley, along with David John, all three drivers out of New Zealand tonight. Victoria's Craig Power, and from Queensland, Keith Hutton. Dennis, what a night.
Yes, what a night indeed, Alan. Of course, the interstaters, Butterworth and Stanley from New Zealand, will be matched against the best of the local speedcar drivers in what promises to be a great 5th annual running of the Revell Speedcar Memorial here at Parramatta City Raceway.
And that's not all. We've got the Speedcar Veteran Drivers Race. We've got the Goodyear Sprint Car Feature Premiership round on tonight, so the sprint cars are with us. We've got the Modifieds, we've got the Fender Bender Division, along with the 2WS guys and gals from the 2WS radio station for the 2WS Test in the West, featuring the 2WS All-Stars and the Valentine's Day Demolition Derby.
Yes, Alan, indeed. What a show, what a tremendous program, and great to see so many speedcar stars here from past years present at Parramatta Raceway tonight to witness tonight's program. So a tremendous night's racing ahead, Alan, here at Parramatta Raceway.
So that's the message. Get set for the action. Good evening and welcome on behalf of the co-promoters, Sid Hopping and Bert Wilder. My name's Alan Edworthy.
And my name's Dennis Newland.
This is Lance Wilson, and this is the PCR action track. Barry Butterworth in the field in car number 30, and Barry Butterworth very much a driver today as he was in the era of John Stewart. So both Stewart and Butterworth have driven competitively together over the last 30 years. And the crunch in the field in car number 30, and still one of the Australasia's greatest speedway drivers. John Stanley coming all the way from New Zealand tonight, specifically for the running of the Revell, settling down now in that number 25 car, and getting set to face the starter. John Stanley down the back section now in the all-black number 25 car. Craig Power moving in car number 5.
Big field of cars to contest the 1986 Revell Speedcar Memorial.
Bishop slotting into the circuit, into the pack now in car number 59. Cars on the circuit to face the starter are now forming up behind the Revell Offenhauser, now driven by 3 times Australian champion Johnny Stewart. Folks, as they come onto the main straightaway, would you put your hands together for Johnny Stewart of yesteryear and the drivers of today? Laps is the journey for the Classic, and it looks like Stewie wants to start with them. Wish that it were true. Okay, the number 1 Offenhauser moves up onto the infield. Johnny Stewart drives the car onto the PCR infield. What a sound, what a car. Okay, let's get set to go. Let's get back into today. Okay, this time off turn 4. Eric Inman says no go, requests one further lap of the circuit as they all slot in again. Amber caution lights on display. 25 laps is the journey. And Johnny Stewart puts the sports coat back on. As they run off turn 4, green flag flies, and the Goodyear Revell Speedcar Memorial Classic, 25 laps is the journey at PCR. 7 wide as they run out of turn 2, locked in tight. The Mighty Wing Speedcars, and Butterworth comes out of the pack. Butterworth has shunted out of the pack. Out come the amber caution lights. Huge field, 24 cars to face the starter, including the Victorians, Ray Bishop and Craig Power, Keith Hutton from Queensland, and the revolutionary number 14 Chevy. Green flag flies again, 25 laps the journey as they cross the wire, heading up through turns 1 and 2. Cars all over the circuit, all vying for positions as they make the run down the back section for the first occasion. Trouble at the back of the pack now for Keith Hutton in the number 14 car, but onto the main straightaway. Alan King, the early race leader, in the number 4 car, but getting through to jump out of the pack early. There's the Victoria number 5 car of Craig Power, but the amber caution lights brought on once again. It's Keith Hutton from Queensland who's seemed to have struck a problem with the number 14 car and comes to a halt over on the back section. Flag flies, they race again, but the car's already locked up as they race off turn 4. Drivers weren't expecting the start on that occasion, but this time it'll still be 25 to run as they head down the back section. Craig Power jumping out the Victorian number 5 car there as Jeff Spence drops out of the pack last of all in car number 62. The 56 car, Durant is the early race leader now. Durant takes over the lead, heading from 2 down the back section, and Craig Power powers on. And it's Ray Bishop now, tailing out after getting out of shape in car number 59. Craig Power setting the Victoria 5 car up on the high line, looking for the lead. Ian Saville in 4th running, and Ken Radcliffe in position 3. David Mulross in the 27 car brings out the caution lights now as Mulross spins to the infield. Okay, we should get the wind up now as they race off turn 4. Green flag flies and the action is on again. Ian Saville jumps round the outside of Durant and takes over second running. Craig Power is still the leader. Moving up now smartly is John Stanley out of New Zealand in the 25 car. Graham Parton with a big charge on the outside, as is Ray Warner. And around goes Mulross again in the 27 car. Green flag flies, racing again onto the main straightaway. Okay, Ron Mankey, the danger man in the 22 car. Graham Parton there also. Almost out of shape was John Stanley as they head down the back section. Forget the tail enders at this stage because all the action is up front as we move on to the main straightaway. And Craig Power, still the race leader from Saville. Ron Mankey on the outside. Through on the inside goes Stanley. Graham Parton stays on the high line. Edward Dark out now, green flag flies, and they continue on without Edward Dark. And again, Craig Power skips away. Ian Saville finds the power as they sweep out of turn 2. John Stanley looks on the inside as they race onto the main straightaway. And Stanley vying for second placing, but loses out now as Saville, Graham Parton and Ron Mankey all go through on the outside. Stanley fights back in advance now of Ken Radcliffe, and also there is Ray Warner. Anyone's race at this stage with 20 laps remaining. Meanwhile, Craig Power takes the opportunity of the battle raging behind him to attempt to skip away in the Victoria 5 car, but Ian Saville still has him in his sights as they race off 4. Ray Warner now finds himself out of shape on turn 4. Green flag flies now. Out comes the green light onto the main straightaway. Again, Ron Mankey goes for to the outside line as they race down the back section now. Plenty of action back at the tail, but still the action centred on the first 5, 6 major places as they head onto the main straightaway once again with Craig Power in advance of Ian Saville. Back then to Graham Parton from Ron Mankey. John Stanley the next one through from Ken Radcliffe. And David Johns out of Auckland, New Zealand, in the number 5 car also takes it on the high line. This is the 5th annual running of the Revell Speedcar Memorial Classic. Power not getting all that far away from the remainder of the field. Ian Saville attempting to keep that 5 car from Victoria well within sight of his number 7 Volkswagen powered car, and Graham Parton likewise. Still further back in the pack in the WD-40 car. Through goes Craig Power from Ian Saville. Great battle on for the minor placings at the moment between Graham Parton and the 22 car of Ron Mankey, but big troubles down there on turns 3 and 4 now. And it looks like Kevin's already down on turn 3. Green flag flies. But middle marker's jumping on the button just a little too soon, it would seem. Okay, green flag flies again. This time Parton moves right up on the high line and attempts an outside pass on Mankey. Drops on the low line as they race out of turn 2. Saville still in second, but Mankey gathers him in. Races up on the high line on 3 and 4. Parton still in 4th running. Craig Powell race leader. John Stanley in position 5. And Michael Meyer the next one through in advance now of Ken Radcliffe as they race down the back section. But Power leads onto the main straightaway. What a drive from Ron Mankey, this man in car number 22. Pushes the front end momentarily, but kicks the Power hard on now. Jumps out after rounding up Ian Saville, and now gives full chase to the front-running Victorian. Craig Power in car number 5. Almost out of shape was Mankey, and Ian Saville calling on more power, sitting in 3rd. Graham Parton again selects the high line. John Stanley in position 5, and Michael Meyer from position 6. And Mankey's gone. Ron Mankey in car number 22, and also Ian Saville with problems in the number 7 car. Both Mankey and Saville, 2nd and 3rd, back to the pits. John Stanley going back to the pit enclosure. It's Ian Saville still running in 2nd placing. Craig Power completely unscathed. Power crosses the wire with 24 racing laps completed, less than one remaining. Graham Parton now gets round the outside to take over second running. Ian Saville relegated to third on the final run. Out come the black and whites, and now Craig Power takes the Ray Revell Classic back to Victoria. Graham Parton in for second, and third was Ian Saville. And Craig Power in the Victoria number 5 car picks up the 1986 Ray Revell Speedcar Memorial. Second to Graham Parton, finally getting around Ian Saville in the number 7 car and relegating Ian Saville to third on the final black and white. But Craig Power picks up the black and white, the winner of the Ray Revell Classic from Graham Parton and Ian Saville. Welcome back to PCR. We haven't seen him here for a couple of seasons. 3 times National Speed Car Champion of Australia. Will you welcome to PCR Mr. Johnny Stewart? John, glad you could join us tonight, and thanks very much for starting the Offenhauser and leading the field away in the Ray Revell Classic. Speed car racing meant so much to you, I know, but I know also that Johnny Stewart meant so much to speed car racing and the fans throughout Australia.
Thank you very much. It's been quite an experience tonight. I've been, as you said, away for a while, and to smell the Speedway again, and you know, it just gets to you. Ray's car, that felt lovely. It's a very small little car inside. I've never sat in it before. I don't know how big Ray did. He was quite large, you know. But it was an experience. I didn't know whether they want me to go faster or slower or what I was doing, but I've had a lot of fun. I'm going to be back here. I never know what I might do.
And what's Johnny Stewart doing with himself these days?
Oh, well, I'm still running the ferries and tourist boats, although it's all finishing now. So I'll be at a bit of a loose end. You never know, I might build a car.
Well, John, you're welcome to Parramatta any time. Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you.
Folks, would you show your appreciation for Mr. Johnny Stewart, one of the all-time greats of the sport. Thanks, John. And John's going to join us now on the trophy presentation. And also with us tonight for the presentation is Ray's brother, Orb Revell, who's joined us, and Ray's son, Howard. Howard, come up and join us, and Orb, if you would. Orb, thanks once again as you join us every year for the presentation time. It's good to see you.
Right, okay.
Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Howard Revell, son of Ray Revell, of course, and hey, you're a legend in your own right.
Oh, maybe.
Very quiet. We're going to let Howard and Orb join us in the presentation now of the Ray Revell Memorial Classic. And the man who finished in the 3rd place tonight, one of the great tries of the sport, Mr. Ian Saville. Brought the fan club, I see Ian. Congratulations. I'd like now to hand you over to both Orb and Howard for the presentation of the 3rd place trophy. Howard, if you would.
Ian, you tried pretty hard there, but it just slipped away from you in the last couple of laps, and it gives me great pleasure to hand this little trophy over to you.
Thanks, Howard. There's a lot of people help towards putting this race on. I have to have a little card, but I'm going to thank them because they put so much into it. There's Orb Revell and Company, Dave Part for spares at Seven Hills, Ron Mackay's Bob Jane T. Mart at Liverpool, Dominator Engine Reconditioning, Morton and May Wheels at Liverpool, George Tatnall's Gear and Diff, Toongabbie Spares, Bob Asom Racing at Seven Hills, Rodney Boatswain Smash Repairs, and Bruce Arthurson from ACT Brakes. These people help us all tonight. I'd like to thank every one of them, congratulate Graham Parton, and I'd like to thank and also congratulate Craig Power for a tremendous drive. Thank you everyone for bearing with us. If you'll just a couple more minutes and you'll have the next race. Thank you.
Well, golly, Ian, you've been talking to George Tatman when it comes to mentioning the sponsors, let me tell you. Thanks, Ian. Very well done, and congratulations on your 3rd place. The man who finished in 2nd place tonight, he loves that outside line, and tonight it got the job for him, at least up into 2nd place. Folks, put your hands together for Mr. Graham Parton. We've met him here before. Good on you, Graham. Congratulations. And right now, I'd ask Vicky, Miss Vicky, the sash on, and I'd now ask Howard to make the presentation for second. Thanks, Howard.
Yeah, you had a beautiful little drive there. She was forward and back and forward, and we just didn't know where you were going to end up, but you finally got up there. Congratulations.
Thanks very much, Howard. I'd like to thank Bob Asom, Scott McNaughton's Tyre Service, and Sid Hopping for preparing such a good track for us tonight. It's very smooth and fast, and my car owner Bruce Lear for putting all the work in. Thanks very much. Oh, and Revell, sorry. Thank you.
Good on you, Graham. Thanks very much. Congratulations on your second place. Well, tonight the Ray Revell Memorial Classic goes to the state of Victoria, and the man who put his car across the line after the 25-lap journey in first place in the Victoria number 5 car was Mr. Craig Power. Craig, congratulations on behalf of all the race fans here tonight. Superb drive, and it wasn't an easy one because you had a whole wall of race cars sitting right there behind you and looking for the smallest mistake. And right now I'd ask Mr. Orb Revell to make the presentation on behalf of the Revell family. Thanks, Orb.
Right. Craig, you've come a long way up to from Victoria up to Sydney. I think this is the second year running that Victorians have taken it away. You've had a good night. You've won a few races tonight, and you drove an excellent race in that final Ray Revell trophy. And congratulations. And we hope to see you back here again next year, and perhaps we'll be giving it to you again. Right?
Thank you very much, Orb. It's a great honour to receive this in the memory of the great Ray Revell, and from Orb, Howard, Johnny Stewart, great to see him here. I'd especially like to thank Barry Power, who's the man behind it all. Ray Bishop, Darren Power, the whole of the Power Racing team. Lenny Ellis is out from America to help us set up the car. He's done a great job. And thanks to the promotion, and we'll be back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Orb, and thanks, Craig. Superb race, and I know you're one very proud race driver at the moment. Craig Power, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you back in action at PCR very, very soon. Craig Power, ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Ray Revell Memorial Classic. Okay, we have a very special trophy now, and it goes hand in hand with the running of the Ray Revell Memorial Classic. This is a very special trophy. John Stewart, this is for the first B-grade driver home, and the winner was Mr. Norm Jackson, but Ian Saville will be taking it on Norm's behalf.
Well, then I'd like you to present this to Norm, if you will, for me, and for the Speedway for what was a very fine effort, and very happy to give it to you. Thank you very much.